You have now arrived at Stadium and Gale.
The kick, it's been blocked again! Oh my! It's been blocked again! It's going to heat one, kick down the field. It's going to be to the goal line. It's going to be gone! It's a touchdown! And the Gators have won the game! Tyree Cleveland! Oh my! I can't believe what I just saw! Dropping back to throw, pops and fires the ball over the middle. It's Norrie! It's Norrie! Got a touchdown! Norrie's got a touchdown! Oh my! Norrie's got a touchdown! Hands it off to Marvin. He comes back. Say goodbye.
Ahmad Black, in his final game as a Gator, takes it all the way home and sends Urban out the winner.
You have now arrived at Stadium and Gale.
Ladies and gents, welcome to another episode of Stadium and Gale. It's your boy Corey.
It's Dan.
Delatorre.
Your boy Jay Scarlett, what it do?
What up, 2-5?
2-5 in the building, man. We got quite the show. We're gonna do some awards, postseason awards. We got a special guest.
Yeah,
we'll I guess announce as he comes on the pod. But same corner, same time. What it do, fellas?
man. Happy Christmas or Happy New Year. Happy soon to be New Year. Merry Christmas to you guys. Why don't we do this? We're gonna bring our special guest on. We're trying not to announce this kind of stuff early. That way there's no people trying to get involved and limit these discussions. But we're gonna have a great guest here in a second. But it's good to see you guys. So let's catch up about our Christmas. We got some stories, I'm sure, to share. So, but without further ado, Corey, why don't we do a quick ad read? And then we'll get to our special guest.
Stadium and Gale is always powered by the great folks at Brunt Insurance and Financial Services. Anything you need insured in the Southeast, but most importantly, Florida, from the Panhandle to the Keys. My man Greg got you. Give him a call at 954-589-2204 for home insurance, life insurance, car, motorcycle, trailer, whatever you may have. If it has wheels or life, most likely he can insure it. The quote's absolutely free. I'm sure he can save you some money. He's been saving me money years on my homeowner's insurance. Great guy. He's a Gator. The quote is absolutely free. It don't cost nothing to get a quote, man. Bruntinsurance.com or 954-589-2204. Big coverage.
Greg, what it do, baby?
Yes, Greg's in the Caribbean right now. Looks like he's having himself
living the dream
time out there, just living the dream. So speaking of living the dream,
real quick. Yeah. First nomination of the night, biggest hater, Silk.
Wow.
We'll take that into consideration.
Yeah,
and that's how the name came, man. Like the name Silk was assigned to me because I was a hater, bro. I was hating on Miami Heat. A close friend of mine called me Silky Johnson from the Dave Chappelle show. When they had the player haters ball. Silky Johnson won the player haters ball. That's how the nickname came, man. So
I know
I appreciate that.
I had the big three.
That means I'm doing my job if you think I'm a hater.
Well, without further ado, we want to welcome current Florida Gator safety entering his junior year next season. Had a fantastic breakout year this season. Got to pick off Jackson Dart twice in the Gators win against Ole Miss. Had a pick against LSU, but ultimately a great breakout season for current Gators safety Bryce Thornton. Bryce, welcome to the show, brother.
Man, glad to be here, man.
Man, it's good to have you.
Let's let him talk about this first because I asked him pre-show. Give your brother a little shout out. Who's on your shirt?
Oh, that's my older brother, man. He played at Ohio State, man. He's just balling.
Just popped out for 33, a casual 33 piece. Last weekend.
Well, Bryce, let's get into kind of your story a little bit. Originally from Georgia, come down to University of Florida. What ultimately made your decision to pick UF over obviously a ton of different schools that offered you?
First I'm gonna let everybody know my mom and dad went to Georgia. They both played sports there.
So
everybody thought
already,
we were gonna play. Everybody thought we were gonna go to Georgia, but really my decision is like the recruitment process. Because when I first got there, it was Patrick Toney. He was on me heavy. Like as soon as he offered me, like on the phone, he told me I was gonna commit there, and I'm just laughing. I'm like, man, you don't know that. But he ended up getting me in the whole process. I was talking to Jordan Castell. He was saying I need to come there, and now we balling there.
How
So,
heavy, how
go ahead.
aggressive was Georgia in recruiting you?
It was pretty aggressive, but I didn't feel like it was like Florida. I feel like Florida, like they showed like they wanted me bad, so that kind of like led into it. I feel like
What?
Georgia thought I was gonna come just because my people went there.
Mm.
Almost like took it for granted. Like,
Yeah,
his family went here. He's coming.
yeah.
What was Tony like as a recruiter? I remember talking to Shamar. There was like that story that came out that like the day before signing day, Patrick Tony was on like Call of Duty with Shamar until like 2 a.m. just to like make sure that no one else was calling him. What was Patrick like as a recruiter?
Nah, he was a good recruiter. He had called me like 6:30 in the morning, signing day. I didn't know what that was about. I understand now, but I'm like, what we doing, man? But nah,
I'm trying to sleep. He's like, I'm just making sure no one else is on the line.
yeah. But nah, he was great. I kept talking about life and everything. Like it was just more than just a football coach. So nah, it was a big part in it.
So he left right before you got to campus, or right when you were getting to campus there. Austin Armstrong gets hired. Then, you have a change at the secondary coach position after the end of last season, bring in Will Harris. What was that transition like for you? And then, what's it been like? Because it really seemed like the defensive side of the ball, especially the defensive backfield, really turned it on, towards the middle and then definitely at the end of the season there.
Nah, at first for me it was just kind of challenging having like 3 new position coaches in 2 years. So I didn't know what to make out of it. But when Harris got there, like he just set the standard in the room, and like he really like stuck the standard through the good and the bad. So like he really mean a lot to the DB group. Like I just feel like me personally, I couldn't make half the plays if it wasn't for him. Like slowing the game down for me and like watching extra film. Like even like you see him in drills and everything. Like you don't really see coaches do that. So like he make you want to play for him. So that was like a big thing for me.
Does he ever have to like watch out? Like he might have said something to you on Monday, and then like Tuesday you get out there and it's like second period, and you're like, wow, I'm coming up. He's holding that pad. Maybe we give him a little extra thump going through these drills today.
Oh, not too much. Harris' big thing is to instill confidence in everybody. He really never talk down to nobody. Like everything he do, basically to build confidence, and that's like the biggest thing. Like you can't play out there if you ain't confident. So he never try to tear nobody down. Like he just, you got to talk to everybody a different way, but he try his best.
Right.
Smart.
What are you
Don't
guys
admit
doing?
that you hit him a little extra hard. Never admit it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you guys doing differently before Will Harris got there, and even before Napier and those guys took the job, even with Patrick Tony before he came on? It's been a lapse or just a lack of physicalness from the secondary, coming up to make those tackles, running the alley. You guys seem to be doing that very good this year. What's been the difference in coaching and just style of defense that make you guys up the level of tackling?
Especially in secondary, I feel like Will like demanded it. Like the first thing in there is you got to be physical. If you ain't physical, you ain't playing. So I like, if you want to get on the field, you better be physical. That was the biggest thing he kept saying all year. Like he's like, I know y'all can cover people, but get to the next level, you got to be physical. So like he just kept breathing that all year. Even though it took us time to actually show it, but it's like it just kept playing. Like he's gonna keep talking about it regardless. So I feel like that's the biggest thing with him, just preaching about it, like making us do hitting drills with him, like showing like, man, like hit me, like come on, like this ain't for the weak. Like if you really want to play SEC ball, you gotta be physical.
How well do those donuts work, man? Like, does the donut drills, do you guys need more physical in-camp tackling, or do those donuts that we see you guys tackling in camp or in practice, those help a little bit?
It does. It's just how you take the approach, I feel like. However you take it. If you take it serious, then it's going to actually help you. But, you like the day of school, don't want to hit that day, it ain't going to really help you. So I feel like it just depends on how your approach is to the game.
Got you.
Practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect.
There you go.
So how you feel about when I was playing at Florida, man, we was big DBU. Like DBU was the thing that our DBs was going by. Like, how do you feel about that standard? I know obviously y'all picked it up this year tremendously. So how y'all feel about that standard of being DBU? Is that like something that y'all preach in the locker room and kind of bringing that standard back and holding that standard to each other?
Nah, for sure. The DBs, like, you can tell last year we had 3 picks. This year we caught 13 in secondary. So it's like, it's a big thing to us. Like, we try to get 3 turnovers a game just in the secondary alone. Like, we preach, like, we already want to live up to the DBU standard. We got to prove it. So it's just like that's all we talk about, like bringing Florida back with the swag and just all the little antics we do. Like it's all we trying to come back to.
Bryce
I
had as many
heard that.
picks this year as the team did last year.
Yeah,
Man, that's crazy. But yeah, I heard that.
Oh, go ahead, Jordan.
Just a quick one. I heard that Quincy Wilson and Tease Tabor be around there certain times. Y'all mess with them boys. They be doing a good job bringing the culture back.
Not one for sure. Them just seeing them now, old players, they give you confidence and just give you little details they seen when they played, and they helped me get my footballs from Ole Miss. They took the ball, put it in my lockers. I appreciate it.
Oh, that's respect right there. Yeah.
Jordan, have you seen Q?
It's been a while. You know that man,
bro. Boy's hair is long. He's got cornrows now.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
He used to be waved up. He's got just cornrows now. Yeah.
That's a fact.
Hey, Bryce, I know DBs have a lot of swag and everything else. I know the seatbelt was big this year, locking the seatbelt. What's your favorite celebration to do when you make a pass breakup or something? Or are you just trying to run back to the huddle? I know every DB is different, man. I know some are celebrating balls that are thrown out of bounds. I mean, I'm seeing they're like, you didn't do anything.
I just like to talk. I like to talk a little bit,
Yeah.
Tell the water I'm here. That's all, I'm not a big celebration, but I'm gonna let you know I'm here.
Yeah, you got an eye for the ball, man.
Like,
you seen the find the interception a lot like Ahmad Black did, when he was in his prime. That's been my player comp to you a little bit, is the guy that didn't come in with the high accolades, but just a football player that could find the football. What is your roles back there? I know there's two safeties, and a lot of the fans be wanting to know strong safety, free safety. Like, what are your duties as a safety? What's your role in the room back there?
My role, like me and my coach, he told me like I need to be versatile. Like I need to be able to play star, I need to play free, I need to play weak, just to have the mindset, just to know all the positions. That was the biggest thing with me. He was like, I feel like you can do it. You got to trust yourself to be able to do it. So that's like the biggest thing with me. We just had to learn all the different positions. But mainly I played weak safety this year. But it's just like in this game, you don't know who can go down. So he's just like, I need you to be able to plug you any place. So that was with me this year.
I have a kind of a mental question, because you mentioned players going down. Obviously, the Gators had 4 injuries at cornerback, a couple safeties. I mean, Asa Turner, a guy that was out of the portal, played 20 snaps this season before he got injured. How do you play mentally, knowing that you see your brothers going down with injuries? Does that change the way that you guys play at all? Do you have some timidity? You're like, oh man, I don't want to get hurt. But how do you kind of overcome some of that mental stuff when you see your guys go down?
I feel like as the group, we just show like we got to make plays. Like it's not that many of us. Like it's only up to us. Like we only had like 6 people that could play. It's like if you really want to make it to the league, you got to make plays. Like you can't really think about injuries. Our goal was we need to make plays, and we need to show everybody that we can make plays.
We were saying by the end of the season, there was no tap in the helmet in the secondary. It was like, no, listen, you get them off the field, you can come get your Gatorade.
Yeah, that's get them out.
What was we're getting into the portal. I think the portal just closed, but what are you thinking when they go out and they get like a DJ Douglas, a safety, when they go get Asa, another safety, and you're like, okay, well, they're bringing all these guys in to compete. What was that? What goes through your mind when they're bringing in safeties, and then you get out there in the spring and you guys start competing?
It's just a business. Like they always gonna bring people in to come get you. That's the whole point of this. Like football, like they want the next player. So it's just like it's up to me to show them I'm still that player, and every day just come compete. There's no hating in the secondary. Everybody love each other. Everybody cool with each other. That's the biggest thing, especially with us. It's just go out there and show that you're the best player.
What can you learn from those guys too? Both of them are 5th-year seniors, I think. What can you take from them? Once they get in, and just maybe the way that they see the game differently, or their different experiences have kind of shaped their player. What did you take from DJ and from Asa?
They helped me a lot. Just seeing like little extra film, a little details, how much they done played. Like some stuff I never looked at because I was just trying to just play ball. They done helped me like in the film room a lot. Just little details they done helped me. Like both of them, like it's a big, tremendous help for me this year.
Your role is going to be a little bit different this year, going in as a bona fide starter into the off season. What are you trying to work on going into next year?
I'm really just working on more, man. I feel like just making plays. Like that's the biggest thing you can do now, because I feel like I'm comfortable with with the defense, the game done slowed down. Now it's just up to me to make plays and just get everybody else involved. I feel like trying to be more of a vocal leader or just lead more by example, because it's just my time, I feel like.
Right. It's your team,
nigga.
You're a Georgia boy, man. What the playlist like? Pre-game playlist, what you listening to get your mind right?
Believe it or not, I listen to some T.I. Jeezy, like pregame or Lil Baby.
Okay. Oh,
Okay,
you with
okay.
it, baby.
I'm an old
Okay.
school.
Yeah.
My era.
Still trying to get in that mindset for the game,
Yeah.
Corey and I, you'll like this. A few years ago, what was that? 2020, when the Gators played in the SEC championship there in Atlanta. Corey and I did a podcast episode from the Trap Music Museum.
Yeah.
I mean, if I were to name my top 5 rappers, I know I don't look like a guy who listened to rap. That's all I listened to for about 15 years. T.I. and Jeezy are my top 5. I know people are going to criticize me for that, but those are
T.I. in my
my
top
guys.
5.
No, yeah, for sure.
What? That's crazy. That's crazy.
But T.I. in the top 5 is crazy?
Like in a certain era or of all time?
No, my favorite. Like what I like.
Oh, okay. I thought we were doing a ranking of the top 5. I'm like, how?
No.
How
My
sway?
personal top 5.
Yeah.
Like
Okay,
music
okay.
is preferential.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Who's got the aux cord in the DB room?
When they Toombs, a cornerback, he got
Davion.
Davion Toombs, he got the ox. Yeah.
Okay.
That's interesting. You like your number? You plan on changing numbers this offseason?
I was
Like,
going
what
to
you
ask
like
that. You comped him to Ahmad Black, and when the Ahmad got to Florida, they gave him 35, and he hated it, and he ended up making it his number. So I was going to ask you the same thing.
I'm trying to figure out if I want to stay with 18, probably try to get 7 back for high school. But if I just get 18, I'm gonna just rock it,
Make it yours.
Man.
Yeah.
It's a funky number, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. It looks a little funky. You're a ball player. We gotta get you in a single digit, baby. That 7 should be free. Yeah, we gotta
trying to
get
get that 7.
Yeah, get that 7.
There's 7 on defense right now.
It was Trequez.
Yeah, Quez 7. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Going in. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, he should
I think
be out of
do it,
there.
bro.
You got a favorite uniform combo? What you like to play in the most?
What I like to play in, what I want to wear.
What you want to wear?
I want to pull out the all white helmets, like all white everything.
Yeah, that cocaine.
Yeah. I wish we could. We could, man. That's the one I want.
Yeah.
We gotta talk to Nate. Those white helmets. Those white helmets are so.
The white helmets go hard.
What them throwback blues?
Yeah.
Throwback
blues.
Yeah. Them
So either or. If I can get one of them, I'll be set for jerseys.
Does Napier ask you guys at all, or is he just like, "Hey, this is what we're doing"?
I think this is what we doing.
I think he asked for the bowl game, didn't he?
A bowl game, yeah. Some of the players got to vote for the bowl game, yeah.
Okay.
I like that one.
So when you go, when we got that the game in Jacksonville, when you go back and play Georgia, is most of your family they throwing on orange and blue? What's that vibe like, man? You go in that game with a different edge. Like, what's your mindset? The family, what's everything like going back to that one?
Oh, my mom, she ride it out, so she gonna put whatever I got on. She like, she gonna put the whole Gator thing on. Whole family. They like other than that game, they gonna put the Georgia back on. But not the mindset different. I'm just, me knowing the coaches, me knowing the players. So, it's just out there, go have fun, and talk smack to them over there.
We almost had them, bro.
No, yeah. We're going to get them, though.
Easy. 100%.
What kind of smack talker are you? Are you doing research? Are you going through like Twitter? Are you going through Instagram? Are you finding some dirt? Do you have like extra? Do you have extra? Or are you just like in the moment, just talking?
In the moment.
Okay.
Whatever I feel like.
I wanted to know if you were studying your opponents to bring up something to make them like double back. You're like, what? How do you know that?
Nah.
Bryce, who's going to start on the other side of you next year? Do you know?
I don't. Okay. Competition every year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess you got to keep earning your spot, right?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Training camp.
Yeah, that's right. It's a question we ask a lot of people. And this is very different than a lot of the questions we've asked you. We've talked a lot of positives. Now we want to know in the locker room who's got the best hands on the team.
Best hands?
Yeah.
Hey,
square up.
Oh,
Fist
Not
up.
like a manicure. Those would be me, but for a square up, who do we got?
man, I was probably Sap.
Okay.
I like that.
That's sad.
You know,
I
you're a
like
big
that.
Sap is, yeah. You know,
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to mess with him, man.
yeah.
So
Tapped into
we-
a different currency. For
Nah,
sure.
We
Yeah.
asked we asked DeAndre Robinson, and he didn't. I don't even know if we finished the sentence. And he goes, "Me," and just like smiled. And the way he smiled, we were all like, "Yeah, no." Somebody who
Right.
smiles like that when we're talking about fighting enjoys fighting.
You know, man. Some got weight class, you know,
Really?
D lineman, you know.
Well, hey,
O lineman.
them boys got it.
Yeah. With all that.
You guys got any final questions for Bryce before we let him enjoy his evening?
No, man. No, we looking forward to the off season, seeing how you boys gonna grow. Last question is just what was it, to see the team turn around? I know it got a little, just heated. It got a little frustrating for the fans. I'm pretty sure it's frustrating on y'all end, like the lack of success early. But what was that turnaround like for you? Seeing everything flip a little bit and seeing where we could go next year.
Well, the turnaround was amazing, just having everybody believe, like, and just in the team, like, man, we're gonna win every game. Like, we just had that faith, and every game just showed a little bit more, and then just like in the season off, we just like, man, this got to be our year. Like, ain't nothing else to it. We can't make no more excuses. Like, we got the team we want. Like, this Nape class, everybody then like the whole team did just Nape class, so it's just like we got to prove it now.
I mean, I think you guys did a great job. I was at the Gasparilla Bowl, and you could just see how much fun. Obviously, it's a bowl game, and you guys, really controlled the entire game there. But really watching the team, especially when Dez got the ball carry on 4th and 1, and just watch the team go crazy. It just seems like you guys have obviously going through everything that you guys have gone through the last couple of years, and the way that this season started. You guys really have each other's backs, and you can tell you guys play hard for each other. And a lot of teams would give up if they're struggling at the beginning of the year. But shout out to you and shout out to the team.
No, for sure.
I got one more, man. Who's taking the calls on the field, like leader wise, like who taking the calls and who was sending the calls in? Was it Ron Roberts or Austin Armstrong?
Roberts in the box, so
okay.
I feel like he'll call it. I think he was calling the plays and then just signaling. It was like some of the GAs. I think they were just doing it.
Got you.
Did I mean the Swamp's been sold out for a while, but did it start to feel different? The LSU game, the Ole Miss game, like when you guys started to get on a little bit of a run, did it start to feel different, sound different down the field?
For sure, it sounded different. Like just being out there is like amazing, especially when defense balling. Like we had like 7 or 8 sacks. LSU heard every one of them. Like that's why I love it.
Yeah.
Like I came for this. Like it's the reason. Like you come to the Swamp, you die there. Like want every team's dreams to get crushed. So it's like that's the biggest thing for me playing in the Swamp.
And then when you get your hands on two passes against Ole Miss, do you just black out after that? You're just like running. You're like running around the field, like your hair's on fire. People are pointing you like, "Hey, go to the recruits." After the way that like Miami did it with the recruits, did you guys start to make like a point, like, "Hey, when we make a play at home, we're going over to these recruits to tell them like this is come here."
This is the reason why you want to come here, yeah. Especially when I make plays like that, I can't hear nothing. Like just black out, like I don't know what's going on. But this the reason why you want to come to Florida. Like you had to, put it on top.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, y'all have Miami at the top of that list for me next year, brother.
Nah,
we need that get back, man.
I ain't get to play, so that's on mine too.
100.
Awesome, brother. Well, man, we appreciate you for joining the show today. I hope you have a great new year, man, and we're really looking forward to watching you next year. And best of luck with everything, brother.
Y'all too, man. Thank you.
Awesome. You got it, right? Thanks, dude.
Cool kid.
All right.
Cool cat.
For sure.
Man.
Assigned seats. You gotta give me my assigned seats.
Yeah.
Hey man, y'all hit like, subscribe. It don't cost nothing to show love. Hit like, subscribe.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think before we get on really to the show, I want to appreciate everybody for what was an unbelievable 2024 for Stadium and Gale. We celebrated episode 300. We probably did 65-ish episodes this season. We went through ups and downs, had a lot of great interviews, a lot of great guests. And, more importantly than that, we had a huge uptick in listenership and everybody that's new and found our channel through YouTube. We appreciate you, those that have stuck with us for 5.5 years on the podcast platforms, man. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Appreciate our sponsors, but hell of a year. Maybe we can go over a few of those when we do our picks for the year and our postseason awards. But before we do that, let's give a quick shout out to our friends over at Game Time Sidekicks. If you are looking for the best cups in the game, Game Time Sidekicks is the place to go. Keep your hot drinks hot, your cold drinks cold. GameTimeSidekicks.com. Nick has pulled out a variety pack of drinks, of cups there. So a whole cornucopia in Nick's hands. So go visit GameTimeSidekicks.com. Use promo code Stadium15. You get 15% off of your order. We appreciate the guys over at Game Time Sidekicks. So again, GameTimeSidekicks.com, promo code Stadium15. Appreciate the super chats. Anthony Beck, appreciate you watching each and every week. If anybody decides to mess with Tyreek Sapp, they obviously don't care about their life. I would agree wholeheartedly.
One more appreciation. You guys don't listen to Dan. He does appreciate when you introduce yourself to him while you're both at the urinal. Keep that same energy. Dan loves to meet you guys, and there's no better spot than in the bathroom at a football game.
There, yeah, you'll see me in Gainesville next season for sure. Sean Sendler, who's a listen to the pod, tagged Corey and I guess he's at the Hornets game today. He said, I just ran into Del Curry in the bathroom before the Hornets game. I played it cool, thanks to my social guides. And then he tagged us. So I know Del Curry appreciates you, not doing the meet and greet.
But Dan appreciates the meet and greet.
Whoa. Easy. Big pause there. All right, guys.
That was wild.
That's nuts. That was nuts.
Hey.
All right. So the Stadium and Gale postseason award show begins now. I'm going to do this in a little bit out of order of how we did it, just because I think that some things we can get through a little quicker. We're going to start with the MVP of the season. So this is overall MVP, the offense, defense, special teams. We're going to do an MVP, then an offensive MVP, then a defensive MVP. Doesn't have to be the same person, So Nick, why don't we start with you? Who is your MVP this season?
There's only one guy that got a brick this year. Bricks don't come every year, so I'm going with Jake Slaughter, center, first team All-American. Drove down to Daytona this week to see the in-laws and drove past Spar, Florida. I always thought Jake was from Ocala. He's from Spar.
Yeah, which is about the size of the bedroom that you're in.
I think Spar calls Ocala like, oh, we're going into town. We're going into the city.
Yeah, they do. They do. So my uncle lives in Citra, which is right there. Yep. Growing up, I mean, especially before Amazon and everything else, like they would have specific days where they would go into town. It's a 20, 30-minute drive. Spar, Micanopy, that whole area, definitely.
You got to go into town to get food. You got to go into town. Oh, we need a car part. We need a new light bulb.
Right. Yep.
30 minutes to go grab it.
Absolutely. So,
what Jordan's looking like could never be me.
No.
Hell no.
Jake Slaughter is your pick. Okay.
MVP?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't
go on.
I don't think
Corey. We already have you nominated for biggest hater. Go on.
Yeah.
No, I don't hate on my friends. I just hate on the ops.
Yeah. Corey, who is your MVP?
Not really hate if you hate on your ops, bro. You're supposed to hate on your ops, bro. I do a great job at hating on my ops. My friends, I show love to, man. But I like Jake Slaughter. I'm not mad at that. I'm going with DJ Lagway.
Okay.
DJ, most valuable player, DJ Lagway. I think the season changed once he became the starter. The team plays better, even the defense. He's not even playing on the defense, but when he's at the game, just as the starting quarterback, everybody just clicks a little bit different. So I'm gonna just go DJ Lagway from a lot of different standpoints. I think he's the pulse of the team.
Absolutely. Yeah, Rob, who actually just became a member. If you don't know about that, you can become a member of our channel and you can help support us. Rob agreed. Everything is Lagway, even defensive player of the year. All right. Jordan, who do you got, brother?
Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna have to piggyback with Corey on that one, man. We seen the season change drastically once DJ Lagway came behind center. So to me, that's in my opinion the most valuable player because he elevated our team and changed the team. I do like the Jake pick though. I mean, I think he did great this year. Like you can't really take that from him. Without him, I mean, who knows what DJ will be doing right now?
I thought my running back would have given a shout out to his big uglies up front.
They gonna get their love. They gonna get their love, but you know it all starts with the quarterback, man. I'm grateful for everybody on the team, though, for sure.
Just Jordan's still twitching from his time at Florida and his quarterbacks. He's seeing DJ.
I'm trying to tell you,
wondering if there's some eligibility left. Like, can I go back and finish my degree? Can I go back?
One more,
huh? Yeah, no, it just echo. I'm not going to repeat everything. The season changed when DJ Lagway started playing. Certainly wasn't perfect, but the energy, what teams had to do to compensate for him, what he was able to do after being injured. We saw how the team reacted when he was injured against Texas. Undefeated as a starter that played the full game. I think Florida beats Georgia with him. So without him, it's hard to see what this team was gonna be this season. I was a bigger fan than most of Graham Mertz, and in fact, I questioned Corey a few times on this pod about putting DJ Lagway in right away. I don't think this team is 8-5 with him, and I think that the team and the way that he impacted the team is felt more than just statistically. So we'll go with DJ Lagway for myself. As well. Offensive MVP. Corey, let's start with you.
Man, it's tough. I don't want to get Lagway heavy here, but I feel like I gotta like swap spots, man. Or can I just I'm gonna do a politically correct one. Give me the running back room. I think they've been the most consistent room. I don't want to go with one guy. It's just tough, man. Montreal was a little up and down with injuries. Jaden Ball did more than carry his load as a true freshman. Jacoby Jackson's just been, more than what I anticipated. The whole room is just stout. So I'm just going to running back room because I don't want to just get DJ Lagway, give him all the awards like it's Mariah Carey or Beyonce in their prime or nothing like the Grammys. You feel me? But I'm going to say running back room, man. I think they was the most important and most valuable room altogether group that kept this thing grounded, whether it was Mertz, whether it was Lagway. That room has been consistent, So.
Okay. Jordan?
I'm gonna have to go with Elijah Badger, man. I felt like he became DJ's connection once he came behind center, and I felt like it was good to hit the sigh of relief that basically, okay, we got a number one receiver, like we got an elite guy. So I felt like he took the pressure off of that and made DJ's job a little bit easier. He made a lot of big plays for us. So I'm gonna go ahead and get offensive player to him.
I like that. That's actually who I was going to go with. I think I just changed my mind. I'm going to go kind of along the same breath there, but because of his impact, what was expected, and how he especially connected with DJ Lagway, I'm going to go with Shim DK there. I think that Elijah Badger had a fantastic season, obviously more yards, more touchdowns than Shim DK. But I think Shim being the second guy, I think he overperformed what his 100%. Role was going to be this year. And then I think him overperforming also allowed Elijah Badger to do as well as he did. So, so I'm going to go with Shim DK there.
I'll go with Lagway for the reasons that you guys said. I obviously put a little more planning into this than you guys because I've got two different guys. Didn't have to think on the fly. Jake Slaughter MVP, best offensive player, DJ Lagway.
I almost just swapped your picks, but I didn't want that to be look like too. I've been telegraphing a little bit, so I just went a little unconventional.
All right, let's
catching your patterns.
Now we definitely won't have the same pick, Jordan. We're going to start with you, defensive MVP.
If I'm gonna go defensive MVP, I got to go with my boy that was just on the show, man, Big Bryce. He stepped up big time this year. He kind of brought back DBU and brought back the culture, what we're supposed to be in the secondary. Like he said, I think last year they had 3 interceptions. I mean, the previous year they had 3 interceptions, so now 13. And shoot, he had more than the whole team last year. So I'm glad that he stepped up and is continuing to step up in the following year. So yeah, that's my defensive MVP.
Yeah, no, I like that. I'm gonna go Tricuz Bridges for my defensive MVP. Nick?
Tyreek Sapp, my guy.
Like
in his 4th year, he finally they put him on the outside, just let him eat. And I think he had the highest grade, PFF grade, best year of his career.
Led the team in sacks, I believe.
Led the team in sacks, second in tackles for loss. The other one I would have gone with was Caleb Banks, but
you only get one, bro.
Caleb Banks didn't go to St. Thomas, so it's Tyreek Sapp.
Wow,
I'm not to get a whole room. Can't do that, bro. I'm gonna go with Bridges, man. I'm gonna go with Bridges for the same reasons. We've seen him play 3 different spots, man. As the secondary got thin, he went from safety to star to outside that corner. He made himself some money, but he was super valuable to for us to be able to just continue to win games down the stretch. Get them 4 straight. We saw him play at a lot of different spots. He held his own at corner. When they put him at corner, I thought we was about to see some barbecue chicken. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But he held his own, 100%. I'm gonna go Bridges. I like Sapp though. I like that Sapp take.
Yeah. All right. Special teams. We're going to start with me. Normally we would start with Nick. It seems like it would, but we're just going in order, counterclockwise here on your screen. I'm going to go with the man that won the award for best long snapper in the country. But more importantly than that, I mean, just a guy that absolutely exudes enthusiasm, runs down the field, made a couple tackles. I got to go with my man, Rocco Underwood, Johnny Townsend's cousin.
Yeah. They got special teams figured out in that family, bro.
Right.
Yeah, it's I'm going big seniority here. Rocco comes back. Maybe he can win this clearly prestigious award, special teams, special plays, special players. But Jeremy Crawshaw will be my guy. Looking forward to seeing him punt in the NFL. Rocco, great season. Maybe you can win the award next year. You're on mute, Dan.
I said I hope he can sleep tonight.
I mean, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Core, who do you
We'll
got?
go with Jeremy as well. He's been solid, just a great punter, flipping the field position for us in a lot of key moments. That's a lost part of the game that we don't even consider sometimes. But it's been sometimes we went 3 and out, and he still pinned him in the 15. Like, he's just been super in that, getting that type of stuff off, man. So I'm gonna go with Jeremy for sure.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go with my boy Trey Smack, man. Can't leave him out. Love the name. The fans love him. He had a good year this year overall, man. So I think I'm gonna ride with Trey Smack.
He was solid twice down the stretch. I gave him a hard time in the middle of the season, but down the stretch, he started. He started
picking it up. Yeah.
I mean, but still 18 for 21.
I'm about to say, that's a solid year.
He missed.
I think his longest was like 50 something, like a 56, 55 yarder.
Yeah, he split uprights on it too. It wasn't like sketchy.
Right.
At that LSU game, no field goals was clutch. I was there. He hit some big boys, 51 yarders, dog. Like, and when it went off his foot, I was like, yeah, that's good. No stressing.
Yeah, he missed a couple like shorter ones, and then like the timeline got on him. I think he like opened up Twitter and was like, all right, bet. That first kick against LSU was like 51 yards, and it sounded like Dan on the 4th of July with a mini cannon.
That mini cannon.
Like the foot hitting the ball, like in the press box. I looked up and I'm like, what the hell was that? And that would have been good from like 68.
100%. When it like I said, when it left his foot, I was at that game. I was like, yeah, that's good. That's good from 50 from the 50.
Yeah.
Shout out to Trey Smack, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think I know he's caught some heat on the timeline. Otherwise, like a very productive place kicker in college, right? Maybe isn't relied on as much as some other kickers are, and may not be, an NFL kicker, but has been very, very reliable, has made some clutch kicks for the Gators this year. More importantly, when they're getting down there and when they aren't scoring points, he's getting points on the board. So Spence is here saying 3 for 4 on 50 plus with a long at 55. So great year for Trey Smack. Let's do coach of the year now. Nick, we'll start with you.
I was going to be Coach Matt, but we faltered in the bowl game. Coach Matt lost his spot. It's got to be Jabbar Jaluk. You lose Trevor Etienne, you lose Montrell Johnson for a good portion of the season. The running back room was fantastic all year. I think a lot of those guys too have gotten better in pass pro. But yeah, there was no drop off in production, even losing your top 2 rushers in Etienne and then Montrell for a bunch of time this year. So hats off to Jabbar Jaluk and the job he did this year.
Yeah, great pick. Corey.
Nah, man. I'll go with my man Gerald Chapman. Defensive line didn't live up to the expectations last year. Billy Napier makes a change. The guy comes in and you just see a lot of development happening. You know, I like the way he coached in the offseason, a lot of the camp videos. You know, he was just a different type of energy that we needed in that room. And I think every position on the defensive line balled out. You know, defensive tackles, defensive ends, like edge rush, everybody just came in and did what they supposed to do, man. So I'm going to go with Chapman. I like the Jaluk take as well.
Jordan?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Jabbar too, man. I feel like he's like Nick said, man. We lose 2 of our best rushers supposedly, and then it's no drop off at all. Like we still out there running the ball effectively. So I got to give my hats off to him.
Jordan hit them with the supposedly.
Yeah. Wasn't no drop off. If not, probably got a little better.
Yeah, probably. I wasn't trying to knock no one, trying to step
I got a little shiver up my spine when you went supposedly.
Pause.
So I got 3 coaches here.
Matt?
No. So Jaluk was 1. Will Harris is going to be my pick based on just the injuries, the improvement that we saw, just a huge upgrade, especially when they're not with their best talent for the entire season, right? You lose Jakeem Jackson at the beginning, you lose Jason Marshall, you lose Asa Turner. You thought you had something with DJ Douglas and you got him out of the transfer portal. You figured it out, and ultimately the defensive back room really just did a fantastic job. The one name that I was going to say that would get this chat going, who I think very much deserves the award, Rob Sale.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Reconsider.
He was on my list.
Oh man.
Has produced an All-American. The offensive line looks substantially better. Yeah,
two All-Americans.
Yeah, two All-Americans. Offensive line looked much better this year. You go and get Brendan Crenshaw Dixon from San Diego State, who Nick on this show said, I don't think he's worthy of playing here. And you know what?
Nick said he had a coach buddy of his, a friend of his.
Yeah. But we're gonna say,
No, this is crazy. Dan is the guy yelling at his mailman who's bringing him his electric bill. Like the mailman was the one running Xbox and all the lights on all day. I was just the mailman.
Yeah, no, I get my electric bill via email. I turned off the snail mail. It's me helping save the private utility a little bit of money. So Rob Sale, in my opinion, very deserving of the award. An honorable mention in Dan's book.
Right.
Hello, Cafecito, Nick?
Of course.
Man.
Okay.
Man.
Cute little cup, too. Cute little cup.
All right. That's a good all right, guys. We're going to go with best game of the year.
I have 2.
Who you start with?
Well, you go last. So you can think about which one you're going to pick. Corey, start with you.
Well, LSU for sure. I was at that game. It was one of them games, bro. It felt good from the start. It felt good at the tailgate. Both sides of the ball click, special teams click. And they seem to just turn the corner of that game, man. A lot of recruits in the building. Like the momentum shifted that game. While we continually got better, I thought we made a real turn as a program that game and start figuring out ways to win, because it could have got, that was one that we could have lost, but that's the game for me. The last run at the end was just perfect. Jaden Ball breaking that big one, just, icing on the cake for me, bro.
Like that. Jordan?
Yeah. I'll say mine is Ole Miss, man. I feel like that was a game that was kind of hyped up going into it. Like, obviously, it was potential talks of us getting rid of Napier, as well as, like, potentially hiring Lane Kiffin as our coach.
Yeah.
So that was a big hype around that game. And also it was another big test to like, okay, we saw us hang with some teams but this is our real test. Like we can beat these guys. We're really legit. So I love that we went out there and fought from start to finish.
Knocked them out of the playoffs.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
It wasn't no pushover game for real. It was a hard fought one. And I like the way that even though DJ didn't play his best game as a team, we came together and got that victory. Offense, defense, special teams, everybody played a part in it.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm going to go with Ole Miss as well. You get the top 10 victory. You keep Ole Miss out of the playoffs. You kept Lane Kiffin whining all the way up till Tennessee lost. He seemed to get off Twitter. Yeah. When Tennessee was losing that game, he wasn't tweeting the same way he was before. But I know how bad it hurt him to be sitting at home in Oxford and not in Gainesville right now. So Ole Miss is my pick. Nick?
My two were LSU and Kentucky. And I'll go with Kentucky since LSU's already been said, but not the best game in terms of like atmosphere. Like LSU was great atmosphere. Ole Miss, that was a playoff game for Ole Miss. They needed to beat Florida, beat Mississippi State, and then they would have been in the playoff. Florida just kicked them out the club. But Kentucky I remember watching that game and thinking, okay, this is the first time Florida has put together offense and defense for 4 quarters. I think it was up 27-13 at halftime after 24 points in the second. Didn't let up, scored 21 more in the second half. It was just a complete game, offense and defense for 60 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, and that really, turned the tide. Yeah, no, absolutely. Let's go with a play of the year. What was your play of the year?
I think we do have an award for best spinner.
No, I've got one for worst take of the season, Nick, and
we got
I've
that.
already
That's
got
on
one.
deck. You guys be patient.
That's going to be the next one. Actually, we're going to move that up the list.
Yeah.
Jordan, what was your favorite play of the year?
I would say, man, it was the Jaden Ball. He kind of said it earlier, but yeah, his big run versus LSU, man, I feel like that kind of put the icing on the cake. And that was a real competitive game, and it was going down to the wire. And just to see him kind of just bring life to everybody with that big home run hit, man. That was it for me.
I'm gonna go with the couple plays that ended the Ole Miss game. Right, you get an interception, gets called back, and you go and get another interception. So that kind of sequence right there, where the Gators sealed that game and kept Jackson Dart and the Rebels out of the playoffs.
One of my favorite one is it me? It's
Nick.
Nick. Go ahead, Nick.
I'm saying with Jordan that 55-yard run to put the game on ice against LSU.
Yeah. It's a couple of them for me. It's just a lot of just DJ Lag doing some just crazy things. We can just see the potential. He's got a lot to work on with his intermediate throws. But I'm gonna go to Georgia game. Aiden Mazel's touchdown. Like I just thought that was one of the smoothest routes I've seen, and just separations, speed. I thought we was gonna see more of that as the season went on, man. Like, but to see their energy and chemistry in that play just shows signs of the future, bro. And we just got to find a way to get 11 the ball more next year. I know we all hyped about what we getting in the portal, but 11 can hoop, and we just got to find ways, put him in positions that he was in that Georgia game, and let him cook. But top end speed is ridiculous. But that's my favorite play. I like I was gonna say the LSU game when he hit Badger on the one as well. When he climbed the pocket a little bit, Badger was like leading the league, I'm pretty sure, in the NCAA and almost touchdowns.
Right. He only had 4, but I think he got stopped at like the inside the 3 2 or 3 times too.
100%. Florida State when he pushed off the quarter, when he pushed off the lineman. That Florida State game when he pushed off the lineman too. I thought that was one of those plays. And that was crazy.
You gotta find another sport if you're a defensive tackle and the quarterback's pushing you like that.
It's a big boy.
Yeah,
a lot of
Elijah Badger would be Elijah Badger is Jordan Scarlett's best friend. My guy's just getting 50-yard bombs down to the 2. Hey, coach, put me in.
Right,
power right, power right, power left. You let me know.
I'll take it from here.
All right. Worst take of the season.
Oh, by far, man. He can spin it.
Yeah, he can spin it.
They ain't gonna let you lay that one down.
I might have to get a tattoo at this point.
Nick, what was your take, your worst take of the season, just overall?
He can spin it.
So many. Yeah. I'll go with that one because the Brandon Crenshaw take was not my take. I was delivering a take from somebody
but you were
else.
passionate about it. Like you believe you banked on that take, on your friend's opinion. For sure.
Yeah. Well, he's the head coach now.
Shout out to him. I'm trying to think, what was my worst take of the year? Oh, my worst take is that the team was going to quit on Billy Napier.
I think you said the team did quit.
No, I said it was on the way. I didn't say they quit. I said they were going to quit.
I think you said that.
I went back and looked. Somebody sent me the clip. I forgot who's DM'd me.
You essentially said the Florida Gators are the French army. They have quit. They're waving the white flag in the locker room. They're on the way out with a baguette under their arm.
That's slanderous. Right? You're just adding slanderous like verbiage that never went down. The conversation was Dan had said that the team hadn't quit, and I said I expect them to quit if they keep losing, but I was expecting them to quit, just hands down, and that just showed a different level. Now, if I wanted Billy Napier fired, or my opinion on that as well, just put out there. I don't want to keep beating a dead horse, but it just shows a lot about the guy, in the locker room he has and the culture he's building. Like they hit a rock bottom. They got blew out a couple of times. The fans, the media, like we was on top of their head, pause, and the team never quit. So just shout out to that, man. I had a terrible take. I don't mind being wrong. I like being wrong about stuff like that. It's all good.
I think my worst take was I think earlier when I first got on the show, I said Desmond Watson was like the MVP of defense. My dog did play a role in the run stoppage, but it's just not everything in a bag of chips. But my dog had his shine. That was definitely my worst take.
Now, one of my favorite plays was gonna be when he picked bro up in that
Hey, he could have did it to him. He's like, I'm gonna be a nice dude today. I'll put you back down.
Yo, me and my dad was like, no, don't slam him
down.
Yeah, he wanted to. All right, this is one that we didn't talk about. So not just play, whatever. What was your favorite moment of the year? And you can think about it. Let's do a quick ad read. Your favorite moment of the year, whether it was a play, whether it was a celebration, whatever it might be. Let's give a quick shout out to our friends over at Home Field Apparel. Go visit homefieldapparel.com. Use promo code Stadium and Gale at checkout. You'll get 15% off of your order. Shirts, hoodies, jackets. Now they got the baseball pullover coming back in March. Go visit alumnihall.com. Promo code Stadium and Gale at checkout will get you 15% off of your order. Nick, we'll start with you. What was your favorite moment of the season?
I was on the field for it. I was on the field for the fracas, as they would call it. Back in the 1930s. I was on the field for FSU, the flag plant.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that. And then I was also on the sideline for the Des Watson carry.
Yeah.
And not even the Des Watson carry, because it was like they put Des in and then there was like a timeout. And there was so much anticipation on the sideline. And then Des had to run back over, and Billy's pumped. The whole sideline's pumped. I think they just called, what did they call the play? Hawk? Because that was
Tua.
His high school his high school team. Anytime a play call just has one word, it's something special. But just seeing how excited the team was to watch Des get a carry.
Yeah.
So those would be my two.
Okay. You get one. So which one are you picking? The fracas or the Des Watson earthquake run?
Let's go with the fracas.
Okay.
Flag, baby.
Okay.
Shout out to the flag playing.
Corey, what do you got?
I was in the living room. My son was mad that we didn't go to the Ole Miss game. He came in, Dad, they dunking the ball on the sidelines, man. I'm gonna go to the Ole Miss game when they brought the rim out. Good to see them boys have some fun. It been, a lot of misery, on them sidelines. So to see that Billy is with the smoke a little bit, that's how I knew the Florida State game. He may apologize to get some PR off, but he with the shenanigans a little bit. They had a whole basketball rim on the sidelines, and they rubbed it into whoever. A lot of Gator fans wanted Kiffin, so that's the moment, man. My son came out there telling me, "I told you we should have went to the game." Cause I was feeling the same thing. Back-to-back weeks, we should have went LSU then Ole Miss, bro.
Just robbing Junior of memories by staying in West Palm.
Junior ain't gonna have that driving, bro. That's a mean 4.5 hour drive, bro.
Yeah.
It's rough.
You got to come back.
Wait till he turns 16. You're just gonna be like, hey, toss him the keys. Like, I'm sleeping in the car. Enjoy the drive.
The drinks will be a little heavier when that's happening.
What?
Or pouring some yak in the passenger seat. Keep it between the white lines, buddy.
Jordan, what do you got? Favorite moment of the year?
I think my favorite moment of the year was Jaden Ball's coming out party, man. When he put everybody on notice who he was, and I think that was definitely around the same time that we got a big win, and like everybody started to believe that we were the team that we really are. So with all that going down at the same time, I feel like that was the best moment for me. So I was proud as a Gator and proud as a running back. You know, I like my running backs now.
Yeah. And then Brandon over here sniped it in the comments, wrote it down. The Cormani McLean touchdown. When the whole team celebrated. Just a really cool moment for a guy that, you know, is a walk-on, is fighting through a lot to try to get on the field. And he really shut down Kentucky during that game, ends up with a pick six, and just a really cool story for him. And hopefully next season is a breakout year for Mr. McLean. All right, guys.
If we do a Rudy Award, I think Cormani will get the Rudy Award, best walk-on.
Who's that?
Yeah, we're not really Cormani a walk-on, man.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not even a walk-on anymore. He's on scholarship. As soon as the spring semester starts, he's on scholarship. But
so
Rudy was offsides. Cormani scored a touchdown.
Was onside. Yeah. You have really, I mean, you don't have a lot, right? You've got Aiden Warner. You've got Cormani McLean, Alfonso Allen.
Hey, let's go Rubio. Rubio got the streets talking this week.
Yeah, Rubio.
Yeah.
Too fast.
Let's give all of them their flowers. Jordan, that's a tough job. It's an unsung hero's job, you know?
Have we talked about, maybe I'm not on TikTok, but have we talked about Rubio's touchdown celebration? I'm not sure what that dance was.
So funny. You could tell he was feeling himself, though. He was feeling it. Yeah. He said, I get this end zone, I'm going to do it. I don't care what nobody says. That's exactly what that looked like right there.
He practiced that joint for sure, man.
That was happy for him, though, man. That was good.
100%.
All right.
Unsung hero, you said?
No. No, we're to I mean, there's just not. Yeah, we're not there yet. Freshman of the year. Freshman of the year. I think it's Corey's turn.
I mean, I'm gonna do the easy DJ Lagway.
We'll do offense and defense.
Offense and defense. Okay. Go Miles Graham on defense. Miles has been, not just a guy that they tried to bring on later on in the season. He contributed early. Run game, pass game. He's just been super impressive. Really aggressive. His physicalness as a true freshman was impressive. You could tell he comes from a football family. He's just a straight up dog, man. So Miles Graham on defense. And offense, man, it's hard not to go with DJ Lagway. A couple of guys you go there on offense too, but DJ Lagway, Miles Graham.
Okay.
Jaden Ball.
Nick,
right?
You're last here.
Go ahead, Jordan. I was just last.
I'm gonna go Miles Graham and Jaden Ball, man. Sticking with my RP gang. He held it down from start to finish. And obviously, I'm not gonna be repetitive on Miles Graham. He had a great year on defense, stepping in where he could and making plays.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Jaden Ball, and then I think he counts because he's a redshirt freshman in Aaron Gates. I'm gonna go Aaron Gates, holding that down. Nick.
Those are my two, Jaden Ball and Aaron Gates. I thought I would be the only one to take the red shirt route.
That's why you were trying to jump the line. I see.
Yeah, I see. I was.
Rob here is asking, is Sapp coming back? I think that you're waiting on an official announcement, but I would anticipate Tyreek Sapp being on the roster here in January. All right. Biggest surprise performance.
I would go with my boy Anthony Rubio, man, getting a TD. Man.
Okay.
Boy, we got running backs for days, and you let 2-5 get in there. I love that.
Is he wearing the jersey well?
He sure is. He made me proud. I was jumping up and down on the TV, so he got me.
I'm going to go for biggest surprise performance, kind of a different round. I'm going to go with Brendan Crenshaw Dixon. Man, Damian George could have been a good pick too. But I'm going to go Brendan Crenshaw Dixon really stepped up into that role. The offensive line was shaky to start the year. Obviously, you guys saw that against Miami and really getting who is going to start in the offensive line. But I think there's no doubt that Brendan Crenshaw Dixon deserved that spot at one point. I don't know where he's at now. Pro Football Focus had him ranked in the top 20 offensive tackles in all of college football. So I'm going to go with Brendan Crenshaw Dixon for biggest surprise. Nick.
Surprise,
Jim DK.
like, is it the whole season or is it like a performance of the game?
Oh, I just thought it was like maybe a player for the season, like the biggest surprise performance. Okay. Yeah, as a player.
Gotcha.
For me, Jim DK. I think when he committed, we were like, what's Billy's fascination with Wisconsin? Did he secretly get a degree from there? And then Chim, I don't know that we were wrong about him. When I talked to Tyler Miles, like he said that Chim PR'd his like top end speed 5 times in the offseason. So I think he might have become a different player than he was at Wisconsin. But in terms of being reliable as a receiver, being a great blocker as a receiver, I know Jordan appreciates receivers out there getting their hands dirty. And then on punt return, he was solid on punt return all year as well. So I think Chim was a surprise based on what we thought he would be when he committed in the spring.
Yeah, and after the orange and blue game, right?
Yeah.
Corey.
I think we all gonna have DK at different spots as for awards, but I got him at a different award as well. I'm gonna go George Gums, straight up gangster. Surprised the hell out of me. I'm gonna be honest with you. I seen a few clips preseason, seeing the photo of him, but just a guy that's just well put together. You know, not doing any cheap checks like Nick.
Tyreek Sapp says he looks like he's been in the penitentiary.
Yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, he's well put together as a football player, but you still can't tell. You know, some players look like Tarzan, play like Jane, but Tarzan, like he plays like Tarzan, bro. Like he surprised me, you know, in a lot of different aspects of his game, his get off in that whole Tulane game. You just see him getting better and better, and then you realize that he haven't been rushing the pass that long. You know, he's fairly new to this, man. So I think next year's jump is gonna be crazy. But yeah, George Gums, 34 is a guy. I think he's gonna get off big next year.
Some love for Jacoby Jackson too. Yeah, that's a guy who I thought was like going to be like the Green Party candidate in the presidential election, and all of a sudden Montreal goes down and Jacoby starts just finding the end zone like a magnet.
Yeah, that's a guy that just runs.
He's
hard.
RB1B. Yeah, 100%.
He runs with his hair on fire. He reminds me of that. He runs like the Dameon Pierce touchdown against Florida State, I think.
Did the helmet
fell off and he just ran in. So I'm gonna that's a great pick. Similar but different unsung hero. Maybe a guy that you don't see every play, maybe a guy that stepped up, impactful player. It's my turn.
Yeah, it's on you, bro.
Yeah. So for unsung hero award, I'm gonna go with Damian George. Not the best offensive lineman on the team, had a massive jump up this year. Really helped solidify the right side with Brendan Crenshaw Dixon. But I don't think that he got enough credit for his improvement moving to the guard role this year and the development that you saw out of him. So I'm going to go Damian George, and I think he has a chance to make the NFL with another good performance this season. Nick?
That Damian George is a good one. I put Turquoise Bridges here. I just don't know that we talked about him a ton. He specifically came to Florida to play safety, and then because of the injuries, they're like, "Hey, dog, transfer portal's closed. Need you to go over to the cornerback room." And didn't pout and played well. So think he put a lot of good tape on. And unsung hero for me.
Okay. Corey.
Yeah, this is why I got Shem DK at unsung hero. Special teams guy, solid, just receiver that Lagway and Mertz both, relied on to change the sticks, get first downs. And the special teams play, bro, just was super solid. He helped. He didn't return any, right? But he flipped a lot of field positions for us. The ball didn't hit the ground a lot and roll down to the 5. It's just the small things that he did. And he brought some leadership as well. You just could see him on the sidelines rallying guys. I think he's an unsung guy, man, that came in. I had low expectations for. I thought he was slow on tape. He was faster than I thought, to give Billy Gonzalez some flowers. A lot of these guys are separating a little bit different. I don't know who's coaching on the field, but on DK film, I want to see the same thing with J. Michael Sturdivant when he gets here. Like, I thought DK was slow because he wasn't separating on Wisconsin film. There's a lot of contested catches. Since he got at Florida separating from DBs, it's been an uptick in that, man. He's gotten a lot better at that. So, I'm gonna go. I got long-winded there, but yeah, DK for me.
I like that pick. Jordan.
I'm gonna go with Brandon Crenshaw Dixon, man. I feel like really the whole offensive line as a unit, they're like the unsung hero. They never really get much love, but they did a phenomenal job this year with protecting the quarterback as well as being able to run the football all year, man. Like, it was lanes open all year. So definitely O-line.
I love that. All right, now it's time for the fan favorite. If you're watching, listening, let us know who your fan favorite is for this season. I feel like there could have been a pick, but that guy's
he burned it, man. God. This is his segment right here, man.
Yeah. All right, Nick. Who do you got for fan favorite?
Des Watson is a cult hero. 4 years kind of flew by, and I'm sitting there, and I'd kind of forgotten because we've been asking Billy to give Des the ball for 3 years. And then as he ran on the field in the Gasparilla Bowl, I'm like, I'd kind of forgotten about it. But if we don't get this kid a carry in 4 years, what are we even doing? Why do we even have a football program if we can't find one game to get 21, one carry? And then literally leaving the field, everybody's just screaming for Des. Saw somebody with a Des Watson blue football jersey trying to get Des to sign it. Cult hero, fan favorite, 21.
He got his name chanted at the Gasparilla Bowl. That was cool.
That's crazy.
I'm not sure if it was the whole stadium, but definitely the end zone where I was sitting, there was a very audible Des Watson chant. Corey, who do you got?
Love it. I'm going Des Watson, bro. You just never know what some of these kids be going through as well. He's caught a lot of flack for his weight, his size, and all of that over the years, man. I know he reads social media like anybody. Sometimes he's responded to some of that stuff, man. But at the end of the day, man, I think he more than did, his job as a Florida Gator. He was a big part of some of these fourth downs. We had some very key fourth down,
taking out 3 blocks.
And he just ate up blockers as a real huge man, bro. That's why we gotta get a nose tackle to replace him, because he didn't play a lot of downs, but he was key in us making some key stops down the stretch to get some wins. But that kid just always stayed positive. Whether he got bigger, smaller, whatever it was, man, he showed up to play football every single year and left it all out on the field. Glad he got some carries toward the end. But that's my fan favorite, man. Big meat, pause.
Yeah, big meat. I think one of the first NIL deals signed by the University of Florida back when we had a much less we had a more unadulterated view of what NIL would look like. Jordan, who do you got, brother?
I got to piggyback off them boys, man. You had a great year overall, and really, I went to the game 2 years ago versus South Carolina. I think he got a strip. He stripped one of the running backs.
Yeah.
And
that pitch. Yeah,
the crowd was going crazy. So they loved him for years, man. He like Corey said, he doesn't play a lot of snaps. When he's out there, he makes a difference, and you got to give him his flowers.
Yeah, it's going to be a clean sweep. There's a couple people. I mean, DJ Lagway is a fan favorite. Obviously, Jaden Ball is a fan favorite. But when the camera panned over to Des Watson, when I was watching the highlights of the Gasparilla Bowl,
Yes.
and he's doing the Heisman pose,
Yo,
there's nothing else, nobody else on the team that's more deserving than our boy Big Des Watson.
450-pound Heisman pose on the sideline.
It's just
Kidding
incredible.
me?
I mean,
Crazy,
I
man.
get it.
the internet,
I get it. Great.
the internet
freshman
fell
running
in
back. Great-
love. Not just Florida Gator fans, everybody fell in love with Des Watson.
I have like casual. You have casual football fans in your family and life and stuff, and they don't really know all the players. Man, every time I run into like an uncle or something, they be like, man, who that big 21 football?
That big boy.
Like, everybody wants to know, like, man, that boy big as hell, man. So shout out to that, man. Like, even if you're not a fan of Florida, you know who Big 21 is, and like that number on him looks crazy, man. Like, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't look at a guy that just loved the game of football. His teammates obviously loved him. Took a lot of flack online, probably saw a lot of it, probably dealing with a lot of things that we just don't know about. But a guy that when his number was called, did the best that he could, and then getting that carry and then the Heisman pose and then being out there for the Rubio run too. I mean, let's not, let's not count on what his role in that was. So would have loved to see him take an I formation fullback run out of that spot, but maybe in the NFL.
I think the only thing would have been better if they told him to go over the pile, like gave him that I formation.
But he would have shook the ground and killed people on the way. Nick,
Des,
somebody get hurt.
We're doing the flying hawk. We're at the goal line. We're doing hawk, but the flying hawk. We're gonna give you this ball. We need you to put a dollar bill under your feet. Get up and over.
We need you to get some air. All right, guys. That's our list. Any that you want to add to the?
There was best hairline.
We had a pod list. That's right.
Pod list.
Yeah.
We did worst take of the year.
Yeah. Best take of the year. What's the best take of the year?
I said if they won 6 or 7 games, Billy would be back. I don't think that everyone believed that in September.
Well, you got 8.
Wow, he made sure. Did the extra credit.
But did you think he would get those 6 or 7?
No, I did not. When it was 1 and 3, I think I even said that. I was like, when it was 1 and 3, and it was all fire Billy. It was
they were 2 and 3. They're 1 and 2.
Sorry, 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Yeah, you're right. After the A&M game is what I meant.
Yeah.
When like the fire Billy was like really going rampant, and I was like, if he gets to 6 or 7, he's gonna come back. And I was like, but the road to 6 or 7, based on what they looked like in week 1 and week 3, you're like, that road is lava, and you can't walk it. But yeah, the team didn't quit and found a way, especially finished. This is the first offseason that we've had in 3 years that you're going into it with some momentum and some good feeling too.
We got a lot of positivity entering this offseason. We're going to capitalize on that here on the pod. Corey, best take of the year.
I said preseason, I thought we had enough talent to beat every team on our schedule. I still stand by it. I thought that like after the Miami game, I didn't think the score reflected the talent we had on this roster. Just give those guys their flowers. I have, my differences on how they game day coach, like the game planning, the offense, the play calling. I have my takes that, but when it comes to just acquiring talent, like these dudes, I think evaluate very well. And just top to bottom, when I look at other teams' roster, like now you're gonna have a hard time convincing me that Georgia has a better roster than us. Like you gotta show me on paper because I don't see it. So I just thought that the entire season. And so some of the games that we lost that I thought we should have won was frustrating because I know they've acquired the talent. Not through the portal. They did it the long, hard way. And this is the year they was waiting on. So I thought it was a good take towards the end of the year. Like every team we got on the field with, we could have beat. And I think next year, some of those close losses will turn to wins, man.
Yeah. Jordan.
No, I say mine was the Ole Miss upset. I know I was screaming
Yeah.
it was going to beat everybody every week of our predictions because it's hard for me to say my Gators going to lose. But the Ole Miss one, I felt real confident in. I felt like we definitely had a chance to beat them for sure.
Yeah, I was trying to look back. I think I'm going to go my list, the list trademark didn't make it into the postseason awards, and it deserves a spot. That really kept the internet going during some rough times. But I'm going to say the take from that list was Lane Kiffin was never on that list, and now everybody knows why.
Coach your coach.
Say what?
I said a short-lived segment. We want to poach your coach.
We want to poach your coach. I mean, shout out to my buddy Juan. He is a Georgia Tech alum and listens to this pod because one of his really good friends and coworkers is one of my best friends. Shout out to Ross if he's listening. But I want to coach your poach segment was an idea that he had after, I don't know, we were 7 or 8 old fashions deep in Atlanta. He's like, I got an idea. And what could have been, boys?
That is so many old fashions.
That's a lot of old fashions, brother.
Brother, that was a lot.
Demon time right there.
I'm just kidding, Mom, Dad. I didn't have that many that day. You know what I mean?
Oh, no. Apple juice. That's what it was. Mom, Dad. 8 old fashions.
How was y'all Christmas?
Good Lord.
How was y'all Christmas? We didn't get talking to Christmas. How was y'all Christmas, man?
That was great, man. Good, man. I got to spend it down in South Florida. I was down there for a few days. Very relaxing, enjoyable trip. But my brother has 2 kids, a 7 and a 5-year-old, and being around them, I've missed a number of Christmases. Being up in Pennsylvania or some other places for Christmas time. So the last 2 years, I've been able to be with them at Christmas, and man, watching their eyes light up for everything is just a really cool experience to witness, and the kind of the innocence of a child, and then watching them kind of tear open everything and open gifts for me because they didn't read the name on it. It's just kind of a cool, somebody that's sans kids, you know what I mean? It was really cool.
Dope.
Nick, how was yours?
Good. We everyone came here, and then we drove down to Daytona. Got to see my nephews, and then we were going a little nostalgic. We were looking at pictures from the last time we were in Daytona, which was 3 years ago. So that's a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old instead of the 7 and 5-year-old that are there. And you really start to think like, man, this goes quick. It was Frankie's first Christmas. My goodness. Let me tell you something, Silk. That whole, what's the difference between Mother's Day and Father's Day? And you said love. Have a kid and watch the gifts at Christmas. The ratio switch.
Yeah.
I think Santa's best elf was Carter, because Carter's got all of our money this year. All of her new clothes. Carter's, yeah.
That's I was going to say, I got a nephew named Carter. I thought we shared a family connection. Maybe there was something that people weren't telling me. You know what I mean?
But yeah, really cool first Christmas as a dad. First Christmas with Frankie, and good to see both my parents and then the in-laws as well.
Nice. You get into anything special, Jordan? What's up with it, man?
Yeah, we had, how it is with the kids, man. It was loving the gifts. I got my daughter.
How much shit you had to put together? You got to put a lot of stuff together. You got young kids.
I'm not there yet. I'm still
not done. That's how much it is.
Yeah.
It's still some stuff in the boxes in the house right now. I'm so mad because the boxes are just overload outside, ready for garbage day tomorrow. But the kids have fun, man. My daughter, I got her a gymnastics bar. She loves gymnastics, so she's flipping in the house all day. And we got her iPad as well, so she sets up the camera, records herself flipping. She's having a blast. So overall, they loved it.
Yeah, man. I had a good time. Went to the Smokies, as everybody know. Start, it already started crazy. Car rental place screwed me over with my rental car, all of that, man. So I got jammed up. Ended up having to change that. But when I got there, had a good time, man. Smokies is beautiful. Enjoyed myself. We was up in the mountains. But I'm gonna tell you something, dog.
Bro, the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Blue Ridge Park. I didn't ride that way this time. I did the Blue Ridge Parkway when I went to the Carolinas. I think.
Oh,
And
you were
Appalachian
in
is where that's
Tennessee?
at,
You were
right?
in Tennessee this time?
Yeah, I was in Tennessee. I was in Gatlinburg area.
Yeah.
Beautiful. But my advice, man, I asked everybody on Twitter for some travel advice. Anybody in the Smokies, they gave me a lot of places to grub, the vibes, way to sightsee, but nobody told me not to travel in the mountains at night. You gotta be real careful.
No.
Not a lot of street lights.
They don't put guardrails up. You're like on a mountain.
No,
it's a two-way, 2 lanes, and there's no guardrail. Like they're just you're playing on hard mode.
100%. And there's no lights out there, brother. It is dark. We leaving the Dolly Parton theme park, right? And my wife's in the driver's seat. Dollywood. Yeah. So whenever I'm in the driver's seat, I hit the direction. I'm making sure I'm looking at the map, making sure we're going around the mountains. She get in the driver's seat, hear her little navigation thing. It's her turn to drive. And I'm down on my phone, just catching up on Twitter real quick. When I look back up, all I see is mountains. I was like, yo, where are we going? Where are we going? It looks so dark. I immediately told her, I was like, hey, pull over, let me drive. I just felt like safer if I was driving. Man, I tell you, that was the longest 35, 40-minute ride through dark mountains, brother. Like, it's sometimes where I was going up and coming down, like I just didn't know what was about to happen. You just can't see anything. It's just you, God, in the side of that mountain. That's it. And the whole car is quiet. My kids are never quiet in the car, bro. You use the iPads going, like all type of just, vibes going. Everybody talking. Man, the car was so quiet. My wife is crying, having anxiety on the side of me, like just losing her
Nobody
mind.
got car sick?
Bro, everybody in the car was nervous. You got to keep it cool as a dad. Like
everyone in the car was like saying their last prayers.
Pretty much, man. Like that was one of the scariest things I've ever done, bro. I felt like I jumped out of a plane when I got back to the place, man. I've never been so relieved to be home and to safety, to get my feet. But do not travel. If you go to the Carolinas, in the mountains, not the Carolinas. Carolinas wasn't this bad. But if you're in the Smokies, bro, do not drive at night.
Well, I mean, they crossed over. So we were in Asheville a couple years ago, kind of the same thing. We spent a week up there, and we spent like 4 days in the mountains and then 3 days in like downtown Asheville. And I'll tell you what, I mean, like you said, you have switchbacks, you have random dirt roads, you have nobody out there. You know what I mean? So like Nick was saying, there's a lot of places that don't have guardrails. If that's it, like no saving you. You know what I mean?
Scary, man. Yeah, it was a couple of times where she was just like, should we just pull over and just sleep in the car? Like, didn't want to drive, I had so many people in my mentions after I tweeted that, like how scary it was. 1,000 people like, yeah, man, I almost died out there. I'm like, bro, nobody gave me that type of advice pre-vacation, but everybody had almost died in the mountain story afterwards.
Absolutely. All right, guys. I think anything else before we wrap up here? Jonte Cook.
We got a quarterback. Did we talk about the quarterback last show? Good addition. I don't know if we talked about that.
Yeah, we did. I thought we said that there was a lot of culture in the quarterback room.
Yeah, a lot of culture in the quarterback.
Oh, I missed the last show.
Yeah, you missed last.
Yeah, you missed.
That's right. That's right.
The three of us broke down. Purdy said the room's looking.
You were yelling at Enterprise.
I was yelling at Enterprise.
You were yelling at Enterprise. That's right.
Yeah.
So I think that brings us to kind of the end of the show. Jonte Cook went to Washington. I think we might wait and see. I think Florida's probably done at the wide receiver position. If somebody, from a playoff team enters, there could be somebody that they're looking at, but I think Florida is pretty set there. So probably a couple more portal additions still left to happen before we head into a brief hiatus. And so our goal this offseason, over the next couple of weeks, we're going to get a lot of player interviews, a lot of former player interviews. We're going to talk a lot about basketball. Basketball is undefeated. They start SEC play in a couple of days, kind of a tough stretch. I know they play Kentucky to kick it off here in the next couple of days as well. So we're going to keep following up with that. We'll follow up with baseball. We'll keep you guys up to date with everything. So any final words before we do a quick ad read and get out of here?
Shout out to LeBron James. The GOAT turns 40 today.
Wow.
He I think he scored over 10 in his last game. He went his entire 30s never having a game where he scored in single digits. The only player
That's incredible
in NBA history to ever do it. Great, four great years when he was on America's team.
Yeah, he sure was on America's team. Any final words?
LeBron fan. I hated him on the Heat.
Does that hurt you?
Basketball is also terrible.
Big
right
LeBron
now.
fan, but you had to hate him for 4 years.
Yeah, I had to dislike the guy for a few years, man. When he got out of there, it was back to like being LeBron sexual. Basketball is boring right now, though. It's not exciting. I don't want to hold us too long.
They've changed the game.
You think it's because everybody's chucking up threes all the time?
Yes, that's exactly why everybody's
just like shoot a 30-footer, get an offensive rebound, dish it back out to the guy to take a 32-footer.
Yeah.
I don't watch enough basketball, but I know that's the claim. I also like watching college basketball a little bit more because they make more air. Like the NBA, like you got to give them credit, obviously, for being incredible professional athletes, but like it's almost too perfect, right? Watching a game is just kind of this back and forth 3-point shooting contest. So, all right, guys, let's get into a final ad read. Go visit our friends over at Alumni Hall in Gainesville on Archer Road, or go visit them online at alumnihall.com. Anything that you could want, golf polos, apparel, t-shirts, polos for all the sports, not just football. They sell jerseys. They sell things for babies, grandparents, alumni, and anything in between. So go visit alumnihall.com or go visit them on Archer Road in Gainesville. I think that brings us to the end of the show, boys. So we will see you guys next year.
Hey, tomorrow night, I'm doing a logo talk on Twitter live. If you miss it, catch it on Stadium and Gale on Wednesday morning. But pull up, hang out, join the show, vibing out live on Twitter.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you guys for watching the show and listening. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Also, if you have your phone out, if you head over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify, if you could give us a rating and a review there, that helps. So again, thanks everybody, people that have done the super chats, people that are members, people that comment each and every week. We appreciate all of you, and we will see you guys in 2025.